My child, listen. I speak most profoundly in the silence. When the world grows quiet, when you could not hear me, I still moved. When you didn't feel me, I still covered you. I am always with you, even when you can't see me. You are never alone, for I will never forsake you. The waiting has never been wasted. It has been divine timing, a sacred refinement of your heart, a reshaping of your path. Even now, if it feels like nothing is moving, time is never lost in my hands. I redeem what was stolen. I restore what was broken. Know this, time is never lost in my hands. I redeem what was stolen. I restore what was broken. What looks like delay to you has been acceleration in my realm. What may seem like a delay is simply the preparation for the next breakthrough I have for you. I have been forming what no eye has seen, a breakthrough crafted specifically for your story, woven tightly around your growth. When it arrives, it will not merely bless you. It will establish you. When my blessings arrive, they do more than satisfy, they build a firm foundation for your life. This is not temporary relief. This is the birthing of a new era. I know it's hard to trust me when the signs don't seem to align with my promises. I know how you wrestle with the contradictions. Trust in my plan, even when the timing doesn't make sense. Faith in me will always lead to fulfillment. I speak life, and yet you see lack. But that is where faith is born. Not when everything lines up, but when you trust me anyway. And you have. Even trembling, even unsure, you whispered, "Help me." And I heard that whisper as a symphony. I honor it. I cherish it. That kind of faith builds kingdoms. Your prayers still echo before me, those you remember and those you've forgotten. The tears you cried when words failed, I caught every one. Some I answered with a yes. Know that I have heard every prayer and every tear. I answer in my perfect timing, always for your good. Some with weight, but never with silence. My delays are not denials, they are divine intervals, where I lace grace through every request. Your waiting is not in vain. I am working in the unseen. You asked me to fix something. I chose to transform it. You asked for an open door. I made you into a gate, so others might walk through what you survived. You are being prepared to be a blessing to others through your own transformation. While you watched and waited, I was building foundations. I removed what could not sustain the weight of what I'm about to bring. Relationships, mindsets, attachments. I pruned them, not to leave you empty, but to prepare you for fullness. You didn't see it then, but every loss held purpose. Every no was protection. Every closed door was direction. What seems like a setback is just redirection to something greater. Nothing in your story is random. I am sovereign. I waste nothing. Now, beloved, I invite you to expect again. Expect not just my presence, but my expectations placed in me will bring lasting fulfillment. I am not limited by what you can imagine. I give according to my nature, and I am the God of overflow, the God of suddenly, the God of more than enough. Where you've known drought, you'll now know abundance. Where you've sat in silence, you'll hear clarity. Where you've waited, you will begin to see the fruit of your faithfulness. Where you once lacked, abundance will now flow. You'll walk in divine timing. This is not coincidence. This is the harvest of your faith, your obedience, your tears. Your faith, obedience, and patience are bringing forth the harvest of my promises. I've kept record of your surrender. Even when you saw no fruit, I saw the roots. Deep roots. Strong roots. Your foundation is being strengthened for what's coming next. Now that the roots are ready, the fruit will come quickly, lavishly, without sorrow. Because I do not give gifts with strings. I give from love, and I sustain what I give with grace. There's a shift coming. You'll feel it before you see it. Suddenly, rooms will open. Doors that resisted you will swing wide. Opportunities will arise without striving. What once seemed out of reach is now within your grasp, without struggle. Not by accident, but by alignment. This is not luck. It's confirmation. But even in the pace, don't lose your focus. Keep your eyes on me, not the blessings. Keep your ears tuned to my whisper. I will guide you through success, just as I guided you through struggle. Your faithfulness was seen, not the kind that earns love, for you never had to earn my love, but the kind that clung to me when everything screamed, let go. That kind of faith rewrites legacies. That kind of trust lays altars where others will kneel one day, because your life will prove I keep my promises. And when you walk through the door I open, you will remember. This was never about speed. It was always about substance. I wasn't rushing to get you there. I was forming you into the kind of person who would flourish once you arrived. I see the weariness in your soul, not just the tiredness in your body, but the heaviness that doesn't have words. A kind of exhaustion that feels sacred, because it was born from faithfulness that no one else saw. You have remained faithful even in exhaustion. You've kept believing when others walked away. You've trusted me with no evidence. You've walked through shadows and silence, wondering, God, are you still here? And the answer is yes. Not only have I walked with you, I have carried you, more times than you know. You're still here, not because you never fell, but because I never let you stay down. I see the way you scan the horizon, looking for any sign, any shift, any whisper that things are changing. You pray. And I want you to know no act of obedience has gone unseen. No whispered surrender has been forgotten. No small yes has been wasted. I've recorded it all. I've treasured every moment. And I am the God who repays not just in provision, but in peace, purpose, and power. Every small act of obedience is part of the grand plan I've designed for you. The timing you've questioned has always been perfect. But perfect timing doesn't always feel comfortable. It stretches you. It exposes what's shaky. But know this, I strengthen what is being tested, and I will never leave you in the process. Not to shame you, but to strengthen what must hold the weight of what I'm bringing. The very delay you've wrestled with has been the season of construction. What you thought was standing still was me building you from the inside out. You've heard the enemy's whisper. If it hasn't happened by now, maybe it never will. I've heard it too. But that is not your truth. My voice speaks better things. What I've promised, I will perform. And I've promised you breakthrough, not vague hope, not distant maybe, breakthrough. I've spoken destiny over your life that cannot be erased by delay, detour, or discouragement. What I have ordained cannot be undone. Every part of your journey has mattered. Every mountain, every valley, every why, and not yet, has been woven into a path leading directly to what I've prepared. Nothing has been wasted. The people who left, I knew they would. The doors that closed, I meant them to. The prayers that seemed unanswered, they've been stored like incense, and in the fullness of time they will pour out. I see what you don't. I'm orchestrating what you can't imagine. Trust me, especially in what you don't understand. I'm not just after your breakthrough. I'm after your wholeness. If I gave you what you asked for yesterday, it may have broken you, but tomorrow it will crown you, because you're becoming the kind of vessel who can carry answered prayer without being crushed by it. You're being stretched, yes, but not to break, to expand. There's a shift coming that will make the waiting worth it, and not just around you, but in you. Where fear once lived, courage will rise. Where doubt once grew, clarity will take root. Where sorrow once consumed you, joy will overflow. This is not some vague, fragile hope. This is my divine design, and I have never failed to bring my designs to pass. What you feel now, that pressure, that trembling, is not collapse. It is transformation. So keep standing. Keep believing. You are not forgotten. You are closer than ever. With every breath, you're nearing the moment when what has been hidden will be revealed. Not because you got everything right, but because I never let you go. My hand has held you, and my eyes have never turned away. I am the God who finishes what I start. And I'm not finished with you yet. I'm not calling you to constant sacrifice. I'm calling you to alignment, to let your inner life and your outer life finally speak the same language. Say yes and mean it. Say no and trust it. Feel overlooked, then come to me. Not for a bandage, but to be reminded. Your presence has never stopped mattering. I want to teach you to rest. Not as recovery from burnout, but as your natural way of being. You were never meant to earn your stillness. Stillness is your birthright. It's where you hear me clearly. It's where I pour into you, so you don't pour from an empty place. Tonight, before tomorrow's obligations take over, pause. Let your breath slow. Let your shoulders relax. Let your guard drop. Ask me, what part of me needs to be seen again? And I'll answer, not always with thunder, but with a gentle nudge, a soft truth that rises from within and whispers, you don't have to hide anymore. You're not invisible. Not today. Not ever. And if you listen closely, your spirit is already responding. Not because I forced it, but because truth always finds its echo in a soul ready to return. This is your return, not to action, but to awareness. You are seen. You are safe. You are becoming whole. And though it may feel subtle, the shift has already begun. Quiet, unannounced, but undeniable. You've been waiting for something loud, some big confirmation. But transformation doesn't always shout. It whispers. It rearranges. It softens. The way you paused before saying yes today, that was me. The way you chose stillness over productivity, that was healing. The moment you said, I don't have to explain this feeling, and simply let it exist, that was growth. These are not small things. They are evidence. You once thought change needed to be dramatic, but I've been showing you that real change comes from faithfulness, from daily decisions, from gentler thoughts, from quieter strength. And now you're blooming, not for attention, but because you're rooted again, because you know I'm here, and where I am, peace flows, favor comes, the atmosphere shifts. You used to carry pressure, now you carry peace, not because you hide your needs, but because you live honestly. There's a new energy around you, not performance, but alignment. Others will feel it, even if they don't know what to call it. They'll feel it in your tone, your pace, your yeses and your nos. And some won't understand, but that's okay. Not every connection will survive your return. Anything that requires your invisibility is not part of your healing. I will never ask you to choose between being loved and being whole. I'm restoring your soul and preparing your life to hold what's coming next. Friendship without fear, belonging without compromise, love that sees and stays. These are not out of reach. They're waiting on the other side of your return. And this is just the beginning. You'll begin to feel joy again, not forced, not performed, just free. That's what happens when invisibility lifts, light comes in, not just around you, but through you. Your life will soon reflect what I've known all along. You were never meant to hide. Even when you felt invisible, I was writing your story in bold. Even when your voice trembled, I was strengthening its echo. Even when others missed you, I was setting the table for your return. So don't be surprised when doors open gently, when favor flows to you, when people seek your voice. This is not manipulation. It's not luck. It's not a trick. It's alignment. It's fruit. It's me.